The most terrifying moment of my life happened to me when I was 6 years old in the Kmart craft aisle. One moment, I was looking at sparkly markers and pipe cleaners and googly eyes and thinking of how I could get my mom to buy these things for me. And the next, I was panicking because my mother was nowhere to be found. She was completely gone. And right then and there, I knew that La Llorona was going to come get me, just like my abuela had always warned. Hold on to your mommy's hand, she would tell me, because if you let go, La Llorona's going to come snatch you up and throw you in the river and we'll never see you again. And I knew that was going to happen to me right then and there. La Llorona wasn't always a ghost who haunted riverways and riverbeds and Kmart craft aisles. Long ago, she was known just as Maria. Maria was the most beautiful woman that anyone in our humble little village had ever seen. With piel trigueña, skin the color of wheat, and deep coffee brown eyes, and long, wavy, beautiful hair, she just knew that all of the women of her village were jealous of her, and all of the men wanted to marry her. But she denied each and every single one of them that came to her house and asked for her hand in marriage. When I marry, said Maria, I will marry a rich ranchero who will take me away from this poor campesina lifestyle, and I'll never have to live like this again. And one day, that rich ranchero that Maria was waiting for rode into town. He was handsome. He had dark, curly brown hair and sun-kissed skin. All of the women swooned over him. And he was manly. He could ride like a Comanche, like the best. And in fact, he thought riding anything less than half wild wasn't manly enough, so he would let go of his horses as soon as they got too tame for him. This is the man I will marry, said Maria. And Maria played coqueta really well. Whenever she would see him walking down the road, she would turn her head the other way. And when he came to her house to serenade her, and he could really serenade, she would go to the other side of the house and not pay him any mind. That Maria, said the ranchero, she's the most beautiful woman of this village and she is not paying attention to me. I must have her. And so the ranchero went on, and finally Maria gave in. And the two were married in the most lavish wedding that anyone in the humble little village had ever seen. And soon the two had the most beautiful children that anyone in the humble little village could ever remember seeing too. But eventually the ranchero started to get bored with Maria and wasn't paying her as much attention as he used to. This made Maria really jealous, and eventually her jealousy pushed him away. And one day he just left without saying where he was going. He didn't come back till many weeks later, and he came back in a carriage with some other woman sitting next to him in a fancy dress. This was obviously a woman of his high class. When he came to the house, he didn't pay any attention to Maria. He went straight to his two children and said, "Pack your things, I'll be back for the two of you tonight." He left and didn't say anything at all to Maria, and this made Maria very upset and very angry. The ranchero doesn't want me anymore. I will take what he wants. So she took his two children down to the riverway and threw them in the river in a rage. And soon a fast current took them away. As soon as Maria realized what she'd done, she went crazy. "Mis hijos," she said. And so she jumped into the river, looked after her children. "Ayúdenme con mis hijos, help me with my children," she cried. But no one in the village heard her, and soon that same current took Maria away. The next day, the people of the humble little village found Maria in the riverway. They never found her children's bodies. So they dressed her in all white and buried her and never spoke of the tragedy. Later that night, they heard a woman wailing down by the river. "Mis hijos," she said. "¿A dónde están mis hijos?" And so the people of the humble little village held their children tight and didn't let them go. But La Llorona, as she became known, continued to haunt the people for hundreds and hundreds of years. And everyone held their children tight at night. And every now and then, a little Aristides, a little Mirna, a little Rudy got away, and La Llorona would come and take them away.